Hey, welcome everyone to Findable Leader exclusive webinar. I am so happy to actually be doing this. It's taken me a long time to get to this position, but I'm finally here. We've been doing Facebook Lives and they've not been going according to plan. And now we are finally, actually, suitably, we are here. We are here. We are making this happen. It's happening, and I'm so happy to be here. So happy to be here to actually let you know that it's taken a while to get to this position, but we're here now, So I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to be interviewing TRISHA Malika Ghosh. She can from broke to coach you, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy to actually have her. It's something that I've been looking forward to for some time, and I'm just waiting to see basically how I can actually get the best out of this lady, this phenomenal lady that's gone from being broke to coach. I love that, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? Because when people hear broke, they're like, what does that mean? Did you break something? What's the situation? And not only that, she's a suicide, survivor. I've been many times complimented suicide. Sometimes we get to the lowest state in our minds. We don't want to go no more. We don't want to move anywhere. We just feel like we just ain't got we're not capable of making things happen. And we forget that we're our worst nightmare, and we're the best dream. But we can be a nightmare, or you can be a dream. You can be the things that you want to be. You can be anything you want. These things you can. And the thing is, some people, we dig ourselves into a hole. We put ourselves into a pit. We lock ourselves into a cage. Now, Findable Leader is a place where you can network with leaders like TRISHA. You can network with other people in there that actually want to grow their business, that want to grow their organization, that want to help people. They're not just out there to make money for themselves, but they actually genuinely want to help you. And this is the reason why I get them on the interview, to find out exactly what's going on, the mechanism, to show you that they're only human, but there's something unique about them, that they knew that they were special, that they knew that they can take themselves to where they actually are now. TRISHA, where are you looking in from?
Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Awesome. I'm so fired up. We've got so much energy. It's great to have you. You already know what the setup is. Where about are you watching from?
Thank you so much. Well, I am here from all the way from India, halfway across the world, coming to you.
Wow. So we're going to get straight into the interview because I know you've got so much value to give. I want to know, what's your start to the day like? What do you, before you come into the next day, what's your setup for the evening time? What's your mindset like? What do you eat? Do you eat? And then what's your plan, your routine in the morning before you even get out of bed? What is it like?
My morning routine is very important for me, and I go really slow in the morning. I'm super slow and I focus, and the first thing when I open my eyes is I express my gratitude to God. I wake up with a smile and I go to bed with a smile, with gratitude. And I wake up with some kind of an excitement, and I know when I say this day is going to be an amazing day. And then I have my lemon tea. And while doing that, I listen to energy orbiting, that's called subconscious mind programming. So after finishing my tea, I do meditation. And during that meditation, first I calm my mind. So there's a breathing exercise with which I calm my mind. I do that. I do visualization, and then again, gratitude. I do that. That's how my day starts, right? I set an intention for the day, and then I read. And after reading, I do a bit of exercise, and then I just take my bath, say my prayers, have my breakfast quickly. So I'm an Indian, so our breakfast is like, we've got varieties of breakfast, right? So someday I might have English breakfast, someday I might have Indian breakfast, someday I might have French breakfast. It just depends, what I will have. But there's one thing that I'm very conscious about the food that I'm taking, because I really treat my body well, so I don't put crap into my body. So whatever I'm putting into my body, I make sure that it's nourishing my body. So I don't take fried stuff or anything like that. But yeah, there's one thing, it should be tasty. You know, I'm like, I'm a big foodie, so whatever food I have, it should taste good. So after that, then I plan my day. What am I going to do? I've got a DMO, I do that, and then I carry on with the day. And I keep breaking the monotony. So maybe, I actually reward myself. Okay, when I do this work, then I'll read this book. Okay, because I read 2, 3 books a day, or maybe listen to an audiobook. Or okay, let me do this, and then I'll go bake a cake, right? Or I'll go bake some
Okay.
cookies. So this is how I do it, and then I'll go sit with family because we work from home because we want to spend time with family. So that's how I keep balancing, and I get very bored with monotony. So it's like work and then break, work, break. So that's what I keep doing. And now I've started going to bed early. Before I was a nocturnal bird. I mean, until last week I was up until 4 a.m. But now I'm going to bed around 12:30 a.m. and I'm waking up at 6 a.m. because I want to start my day at 5 a.m.
Oh, wow, wow. 5 a.m. club. You know what? I think your microphone might be hitting on something, your microphone.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
Here, that's the thing about this, the microphone's very
Is it
sensitive.
clearer now, or it's clearer with the microphone?
It's fine. It's fine. It's actually fine.
Okay. Okay,
I
let's
think
do it.
you're in the Facebook mode where Facebook doesn't allow us to talk and all of that. I just want to just thank everyone that's joining, whether you're watching on the replay, whether you're watching on the live. We've got TRISHA Ghosh here, and she's going to share some amazing value. So I'm just going to continue straight into the interview. What was your childhood like? Is it, and what was your, like, how was it for you, your childhood? As far back as you can remember.
Until the age of 10, I had the most amazing childhood because I spent my childhood in London and we had a great life, right? So a great life means a great life, traveling around in Europe, staying in 5-star, 7-star hotels, had a great car. We had a very nice time. And then my father decided to come back to India. And after that, we got into, a bad spell. So even though my childhood, even though we didn't have that much of money and we didn't have that lifestyle, but it was never a bad childhood because by God's grace, we always had good food. Yeah, it was stressful. We didn't have all those cars and all that we had there, but it was a good childhood. But, I remember I started to work as a teenager. I was just 17 years old. It's very uncommon in India. People start to work, most of the people start to work after they complete their studies. So only the kids who really want to do something, or maybe the financial condition is not good at home, only those kids start to work. So I started to work when I was 17, and my work was work from home. I used to give tuitions and I used to get good money. So that's
Wow.
yeah.
You are flying. Pause there a second. So you're telling me that from your childhood, did you have, when you were small, who was your role models? You've already shot up to 17 already. Wow. 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 So who was your role models? Would you say I'm not going to put any words into your head, but who was your role models growing up? Did you go to school, primary, nursery, kindergarten, however you call it?
Okay. So nursery, kindergarten, all through my school years, my role model was my father and my mother, right? They are the best role models for me even today. So I just wanted to be, my father is a very able person. He's an intellectual, right? He's a professor in English literature, art critic, and he's the one who groomed me. So if I'm a good writer, it's because of him. So my father and both my parents have been my role model. But I did not actually, in the real sense, my first role model was Steve Jobs, and that is when I was studying. And then, of course, after getting into and then Oprah Winfrey, and then Tony Robbins. So right now, it's Steve Jobs is the person who inspired me to be an entrepreneur because I just love him, absolutely love him. And Oprah Winfrey.
I see you was going to go into Oprah Winfrey, and I'm not surprised, but when did you actually get into these people? Was this when you was a child? Did you know about them? Or are you saying basically? No.
No,
Okay.
I think when I was in graduation or after graduation, I think it's I don't exactly remember when, but yeah, it was never through my school or my study years. Only I think almost when I was completing my studies, that's when, I came to know about Steve Jobs, and gradually it was like I read more about him and I started to follow him, and I was like, okay, this is the man. He's just amazing. So he
Okay.
inspired me to be an entrepreneur. So that's where my role models start with. As a child, like I said, it's always my parents who were my role. They're my first role models.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So, in your childhood, growing up from school, did you learn any transferable skills up until, like, would you say anything that you learned from school days that you've actually still have now, education-wise, college, university?
So my father was someone who really encouraged us with our skills. So writing is one thing that I developed from a very young age. He really encouraged me to write. He loved my writing skills. He encouraged me to write. So that's the only skill that I get from a very young age. And later I developed the skills, as I was kind of working. I started to work. That's when I started to get my skills.
Okay, wow. Because this thing is really the reason why I asked this question is this is something I've been asking from the first interview, Samuel Mihika, yeah, which I'm sure you know about. And I just like to ask that question because I want to know, does anyone actually have any transferable skills from college, school, university, anything? Because the way they're teaching us in the education curriculum, I don't feel like it's actually we're bringing it, we're not bringing it on to our adulthood basically.
Yeah, that's right. So writing is for me. I started to write when I was very young, maybe just 6, 7 years old.
Wow, wow, wow. So the thing is, so you're saying writing is something that you took on forward. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So in regards to that, like with your whole your role modeling and all of that, and role models, the school education to university, what was you studying? What was you planning to be? Like, did it differ from what you wanted to be as a child to where you're to get into university?
Yes, I would say I'm a Destiny's child. And when I was in school, right, until 10th grade, I wanted to be a doctor. And in class 11, like we choose our subjects here in class 11. So I wanted to take biology, and 11, 12, I wanted to study biology so that I can appear for the medical competition. But then somehow, I realized that I do not like to study that much. I don't want to keep, studying entire day in and day out. So I dropped the idea and I took commerce. So I studied commerce and I did post-graduation commerce. And then I did a master's in journalism and mass communication.
Okay.
So that is what so commerce has helped me with my business acumen because this is what I learned from there. And journalism and mass communication with a major in filmmaking, plus my experience in my corporate world, has really helped me become a good marketer because I have a wide view of everything, right? Because I know how media functions, I know how public relations functions, I know how social media functions. So I know marketing from a broader perspective because I know how to bring together the different elements that not every marketer would know, because a person who's a marketer is just a marketer. But because I've done commerce and I've done journalism, PR, and all mass communication and all that stuff, so I know how to build a brand with the complete using the entire mass media, plus the marketing and communications, because in my corporate job I was a marketing and communication specialist. So yeah, that's my edge over other marketers.
Wow, you are like you've memorized the questions. You've just flied right through. Wow, 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 wow. That's all I could say on that one. It's like, so what I've noticed is you just really this articulate. You're really fire. You're like a fireball. You've got so much energy to give. What I want to know is that have you always been like this?
Did you say have I been always like that? Is that what you asked me?
Yeah, like a fireball. You just got so much energy. It's radiating through. You know, energy transfer. Like wow. You know.
Thank you about that. No, I was not like that. Like, you know, I'm a suicide and depression survivor. I'm an introvert. I'm still an introvert. I don't talk to a lot of people. I just love my work. And most of the times I am in my, in my room working, or I'm with my family, right? I don't go out that much. I'm not a very big social animal. I don't go out to parties and all that. But I do have very close friends with whom I meet. But as far as the energy is concerned, it comes because I really love what I do. So as soon as, the camera is turned on, as soon as I start to deliver a training, I'm altogether a different person. I am so happy with what I do that, it just fuels me up. And I think that's what shows in, on my face and my body language and in my energy. It just, raises my vibes. That's what I can say, because I really love what I do. And that excites me.
And you know what? You can actually tell, like you see people and you're just like, oh, they don't like what they're doing, whether it's a job, whether it's their business, or they're not happy in their relationship. They're just, you can see it. It shows on the face. Like I said to someone today, I said, like, how old are you? And I said, I'm 37. And they were like, I thought you was younger. I'm like, I'm taking that as a compliment. I don't care if you meant by just the way I talk or the way I look. You thought my energy was younger. And it's like, what? He was shocked. I'm talking about back in the day, the internet, how slow it's been. And it's like, but you're only like 20 something. And I'm like, no, that's how we came across. Because he couldn't believe that I was talking about the internet being dial up and slow and all these old email addresses like Yahoo and Hotmail. That's the thing, but what is it that got you to be from where you're at now, from then to where you're at now? Like, because when we did this promotion, let's put it how it was. I read your bio, I looked into who you are, and it says that you've overcome a lot of stuff that some people actually would have just not been able to and no longer be with us. You've overcome suicide, depression, because depression leads to suicide anyway. You've been in a dark place, which I can relate to because I was in that place before I hit 2013. I was very, I don't know, I just kept on hearing things say, just jump off a roof or, end your life. And I didn't know what was going on. I didn't realize that my purpose would come around Thursday, the 22nd of August, 2013. So like that's when I found my purpose, and this is what led me to where I'm at now, and how I have you here on the interview, which I'm really grateful that I was able to get you booked in and scheduled in, and I actually here. Absolutely amazing. So if anyone's got a question for her, please do fire away with the questions. We'll answer the questions at the end. What got you here? What is it that molded you to who you are now? Because we go through some paths and things happen. This is your opportunity to share your story and to help other people out there, that whether they're watching on the replay, they're watching on the live, that they can actually, we're making a difference. Because this is the reason why I founded Find the Born Leader Within You. It's the reason why, you're here right now.
So it's been a journey of transformation, and that's the reason I'm so obsessed with transformation, and that's the reason I became a coach. That's my primary reason why I became a coach, because I know what transformation can do to you, right? So my journey of transformation started from 2013, and it happened at a very fast pace. But the reason I could actually, I could come out of depression is because, one, I never ever drowned myself in victimhood. I was always growth oriented. I never wanted to be in depression, and I created an escape plan which worked for me, and now I'm helping people with that, right? So that's the thing. And then from 2000, so I battled. Now from 2013, things just started to happen. I think I would say that's blessing. That's complete divine intervention, because I really cried out to God that I don't want to be like this. I want to do something with my life, right? And 2010, I actually had 3 death instances. The first one was a near-death experience when I actually tried to end my life. And after that, I met with an accident. The doctor said, all right, she's not going to survive. Third time as well. So thrice the doctor told my parents that she's not going to survive. And then they said it's a miracle that she survived. So
wow.
I'm kind of getting emotional because, again, you know, my heart is full with gratitude. So I'm also getting goosebumps. So twice I was not conscious, but third major surgery, and I signed my papers on my own that I might lose my life during the surgery. I didn't tell my parents that I'm going in for surgery because, you know, they go crazy if something happens to me. So I thought, all right, you know what, let me keep them out of it. And I just gathered the courage. I signed the papers. And as I was being wheeled into the operation theater, this regret, thankfully, again, thank God, I had this regret in my late 20s that what have I done with my Andrew? I don't know, for some reason I'm also getting goosebumps.
Yes.
So
and did you transfer?
So you know, I felt, what have I done with my life? I tried to end my life. You know, life just flashed by, and I thought, you know what, I should be doing something with my life. And I prayed to God, God, if I come out of surgery, if I'm alive, I promise you that I'll do something with my life. And His grace, the surgery, it was a 5 hours critical surgery, but I came out alive. And next morning, that very day, because I was under heavy anesthesia, I didn't come back to senses. But the morning, I was so happy. And during that time, I was actually working on my dream job. So it was a very happy time for me. And I just, you know, the doctors, you know, they took out the pipe and everything. And I got back to work on the phone, right? Because I was a part of an international games event and I was in a very important position. So I had to make sure that everything goes fine. I'm a workaholic and I love my work, right? So
yeah, clearly.
So fast forward, then 2015, I got the vision of my life. In 2016, a link landed in my Twitter DM, and as soon as I saw it, I said, okay, this is it. This is what is going to take me to my vision. I signed up at the end of 5 minutes. I swiped my credit card. 6 months, like everyone. It was a tough time. I went broke buying all the trainings. But then happened the most amazing thing happened in my life. I started to work with my mentor, Darren Little. And whatever I am today, I'm still nothing. I'm very small. But I know I will, because he's taught me that I can create my destiny, and he's taught me all the tools, and he keeps, you know, he's always there for me. And I know the day, you know, he's the one because of whom I will be able to fulfill my vision. I mean, I am so grateful to him. I'm here talking to you today because of his training, because of the mindset, and he spent hours and hours on me. And my mentor is my role model for being a mentor. That's what I try to be to my students.
Wow, you know, the thing with these live interviews, you never know what's going to be said. You know, I interviewed someone where he came out with some other mentors I never even knew he had. Because the thing is, when people see mentoring, they look at it as people see it in such a different way. We've got YouTube now, for example. So they say, oh, and I hear people say, I've got a multi-millionaire mentor, I've got a billionaire mentor, and they don't actually think to themselves, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, have you? And then they tell me they're watching a video. And I'm like, huh? YouTube? I'm like, okay, fair enough, you can call them your mentor, but that's not the same. Because like, I didn't understand what mentoring meant. I didn't understand it. I've always thought to myself when I was younger, I just meant mentoring school kids. I didn't know that you can actually get a blueprint and follow the blueprint from a millionaire and actually duplicate what they're doing. And actually, it actually works. It really does work. And I didn't even think that. And this interview isn't even about millionaire mentoring. It's just the fact that this is part of your story that's got you to where you are now. So you saying before you had millionaire mentoring, you was on the verge of like, you wasn't in a good place. You was, where was you at with business? How, like, what was
business
it?
Was bad. was pathetic. I was even struggling to make $100. 6 months, I think I just made $100, and that too just for 1 month. The next month, the guy just canceled. And thanks to the person who introduced me, he just showed me a training by Darren, and my heart told me he's the one. He's your mentor. I was looking for a mentor, and my heart told me he is the one. And in 2 days, I came up with that money. In Indian currency, it was 70 grand. 70 grand in Indian currency. And I came up. I didn't have the money. My bank balance was zero, literally zero.
Wow.
But I had this belief, I didn't even think, would I succeed or will I not? I didn't have any doubts. I just saw him and I knew that, you know what? He is going to show me the way. And, people think, oh, millionaire mentoring, business strategies, this and that, but it's a lot more than that. It's just the business strategy is just the tip of the iceberg. I just can't stop talking about millionaire mentoring, and you and I are so fortunate to be mentored by the same mentor.
Oh my gosh, and the funny thing is, like, people probably going to think I'm just making this up, but I didn't actually know at the time when I was looking to get you for an interview that we shared the same mentor. I didn't actually know that, I really didn't. And it's like, I just knew that you had a presence about you, and you have energy. It's not even so much about looking at Facebook, following the likes and comments. It's the fact of your presence, because that's not what I look at when I'm looking to get someone as an interview. I'm looking at their energy, their aura. What can they deliver for the audience, that I'm sharing with you? This is the thing. For me, it's like, I knew you had a story to tell when I saw with Andy Benji, and I watched that, and that brought me very emotional, hearing what you were sharing and all of that. And another thing that we share in common is we're very spiritual. Because like in 2013, like when I already mentioned just prior, a few minutes ago before some of these people, other people joined in. Thank you for locking in. For those of you that just joined us, people just keep on coming in. I didn't know how it is, but we're working this out. And even everything that I'm doing right now is through Millionaire Mentoring. That being able to do this webinar, actually doing it professional, actually people registering. But what I was going to go into is, people don't realize that spiritually is much more powerful. Our thoughts is so much more powerful than people actually realize. And I'm going to just put it to you so simple. I know you understand this, but for those of you that are watching, do you know that basically what you think you become, and if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, that's what gets you further and further and further and further down. And you can actually kill yourself just by your thoughts. Just by your thoughts alone can end your life. If you tell your body, like for example, when a doctor says, hey, you've only got a few weeks left, a few months left to live. And if you believe that, you die. Let's put it as simple as that. You die. Yeah. But if you believe that you can live, and you don't take on board what they're telling you, then you will live. And this is the thing that you need to take on board. And I've got a real story on this one. My auntie got told she's got terminal cancer, and that she's only got a few weeks, maybe a month or two to live. And I was like, not many people's heard this story. So and I was like, basically, wow, auntie, what happened? Well, she said, I did not listen to that doctor. I refused to listen to that doctor. And please, can you put your mics on mute, please? Hello? Mics on mute, please. Hello, William. You can put your mic on mute, please. Thank you. So basically, as I was saying, I don't know what happened there. I did put everyone on mute before they joined. But thank you for joining. So basically, just sharing my story, my auntie said, you know what? No. She got a private doctor. She's in Saudi. She's a private nurse. And she was like, I've got too much to give. Unfortunately, she never got kids, but she's got so many grandchildren, nephews and nieces. Not grandchildren, nephews and nieces, because she never had kids, but she's got nephews and nieces. And she treats them like her grandchildren. She said, you know what? You know what I did? I actually asked for a second opinion. And the guy said that she had nothing wrong with her. Secondly, she got told that she's taking them to court because they actually got her information mixed up with somebody else. Now, she took on board that information, knowing that cancer's in our family. She may have actually put herself into stress and killed her and died, but that didn't happen. This is something that we don't realize. We have the gift and the curse, is what I was, for some reason, struggling to attempt to say at the start. We have the gift and the curse. You can really make your life what you want it to be, or you can make it a living hell, a nightmare, flames burning. You know, you could put yourself into depression, to illness, to cripple, to disease, and over. Back to you, Trisha. Just had to share that.
You know why I'm smiling? Because I've got these two instances, and one is like really, really recent. So after I underwent my surgery, just after a few days, the doctor said that, you know what, you will not survive beyond a month. All right. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, right. You're going to tell me that? What I did is the next thing, I mean, thank God I never went by other people's opinion. The next thing I did is I left her because, of course, you know, she's got nothing to do. And then I attracted the doctor who actually cured me. It was a dangerous situation. I was very sick. Even after the surgery, I was very sick because that medical condition is not a good one. But I got a doctor who controlled it. And guess what? Last month, or rather 15-20 days back, the doctor said I've got cancer. Okay, I was like really unwell. Just 15-20 days back. And I said, no, I don't have cancer. I know it for sure. I might be sick, but I know I don't have cancer. And I had to go through a test, and guess what? It was normal.
Wow.
That's how things work. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you believe what others say, your body believes it, and your body manifests.
Exactly. And you know, the thing is, sometimes when we say certain things, people don't want to hear it. They're ignorant with it because they haven't taken it on board, and it just sounds like you're chatting craziness. And the thing is, at one point, people actually said I was crazy. People actually, when I decided I wanted to be a life coach and do motivation, I had so many people being so horrible, family, friends, people that I actually thought were my friends went behind my back and said, this guy's crazy. He needs to be sectioned. He needs to be locked up. He needs to be in a mental institute. He needs to be drugged. No, I know it's funny, isn't it? But this is the situation. And at the time, I started to think that too. I started to be thinking, don't say nothing. They might take you and experiment on you because you don't get ill. You know, you don't get colds, you don't get flus, you don't go to the doctors, you're not registered with a GP, you know, and I was like, damn, am I the only one? And every time I mention it, people was questioning. They're like, what, you don't get ill? You don't get man flu? You don't get a cold? You're never off work? You work 24/7? You up at 4 a.m. really happy? What is it? Why? Why do you say billion in the morning? Why do you say trillion in the morning? Why do you say zillion in the morning? People don't like you to be you. They want you to be like the status quo. They want to box you in. They want to hear you say good morning, good night, good evening. You know, they don't believe that you have the power to create what you want. You know, and that's the thing. Like you said, you look so healthy. Like you've already said, you don't have things that are white, bleach rice, bleach flour, bleach sugar. And the funny thing is, I'm on that path as well. I've been in millionaire mentoring, as you know, and that was something that I don't really share that often. This video is not about that. This is about you, and this is what is you, so you're sharing it, and thank you for that. But the most important thing is, what I want to say is that you know the answers, and you can give the answers to people, you know, and that's how you're helping people, because you have this story where you've helped people, 2 individual students of yours in your coaching program, to get out of their 9 to 5 and to live the life that they've always wanted to, rather than being suffering under the whip of somebody else, you know, that whip under there, you know. And people seem to think that, oh, the slavery, and slavery is a mental thing. It's a spiritual thing. You may not have the whip, you may not have the chains, but you're still captured if you're not living the life you want to live.
That's right. That's the real sad part. And I think it's because of millionaire mentoring that, you know, we know that we are supposed to dream big, and we can do whatever we want. I mean, before that, it was a doubt, like, okay, dreams are just dreams. But after millionaire mentoring, now we know, okay, dreams are meant to be realized, and you got to work on it. You just have, it's simple, you know, work, and you will manifest your dreams. And we're so fortunate that our millionaire mentor has taught us how to do it, right? So that's the reason I say it's fortunate. And I, you know, just all the time, I keep sharing this message: dream big, play big, and take massive action, because that's how you're going to realize your dreams. There's nothing that can come in the way of your dreams except you. If you don't work, you can't realize your dreams.
Do you know what? I've got goosebumps everywhere, like all my legs. I've got my shorts on. I have fully goose pimpled up, and I see Darren in Millionaire Mentoring, and he's like, "Look, I've got goose pimples. I have actually got on my legs. I'm not showing my legs, but
me too. I mean, I have never had it. Like it seems our frequency, I think our frequencies are the same. That's why.
That is exactly it. You know, thank you everyone for anyone who's got questions. There are actually questions, people saying stuff. So I'm just gonna get and see what's being said. How do I get to chats? Okay, so we've got from William Watson. Thank you for locking in. Love the story, Trisha, as always, and thanks for sharing, Andrew. You're more than welcome. If you've got questions that you want to ask Trisha, please do ask. She's here. This is the best time to ask. I always say, always get us on the live. Don't come in on the replay. It's not the same. How can you answer a question on the replay? You know, the same. You know, I'm not going to fake it and say this is an actual live, and I'm going to pull it out there and say you're watching live. This is live right now and direct. You know, I used to be on Find the Born Leader Within You. I'm stubborn. I kept on saying week after week, we're going to do a Zoom, we're going to do a Zoom, we're going to do a Zoom. Until finally, you're the one who made the first Zoom, Trisha. And it is phenomenal. The energy, oh my gosh. I'm so happy I'm actually recording this, because I was like, you know, if record don't work, record don't work.
I'm feeling great here. I'm just feeling great to talk to you.
It's absolutely brilliant, man. And I've got William saying, what's the best way to attract your target audience? And we're going to be getting onto that right in the next, what, 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah, we have an entire training on it today.
Yes, yes, we do. And you know what? I honestly, like, I'm just all teeth. I am all teeth. You got Desiree Wade, say, hi, this is Desiree, and I would like to know what your diet is. Which one? My diet? Oh, Trish's diet. Trish, your diet is probably my diet. Go on, Trish. You are radiating. Oh my God.
Okay, so my diet keeps on changing. Like I said, I don't like monotony in anything. So like right now for supper, I prepared quiche. You know, I love Italian food and I love different kinds of food, you know, healthy food. So I just made quiche, you know, with vegetables and chicken and cheese. I love cheese. So I did that. And in my mornings, you know, at time I would have maybe bread or eggs and like Indian food, the different kinds of, you know, Indian preparations that we have. And because it's healthy, I have a lot of Indian preparations because I avoid bread from my diet. So yeah, most of the time it's you know, Indian preparations. That's what I have.
Okay, so Desiree's saying she has an aunt dying from cancer, and that's so unfortunate, man. The thing is, what I would say on that one, just picking up on what you've actually said, is that if your aunt doesn't believe that she's going to be healed, that's a touchy subject right there. I'll let Trisha answer that one and see if I can add on to it, because it's Trish's head.
There's one book, if you can gift it to her, that's Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? And like I said, the doctor, you know, last month the doctor said, just 20 days back, the doctor said you've got cancer. And earlier also in 2010, the doctor said you will die in a month. So the thing is, it's all here. It's all here. Our body responds. You know, I told my body, you know, I talk to my body. And whenever she has water, tell her to heal, say the word heal, give loving energies to water, and have that water. These are, I live a complete spiritual life. I connect with everything, my food, my body. I talk to my body, right? If I don't feel good, if I'm sick, I tell my body that, you know what, I may have, because I tried to end my life, right? And I fed my body with real bad things. So whenever I'm not well, I tell my body, please forgive me that I tortured you. But you know what? I really appreciate you for being with me for so many years, taking care of me. And I promise that until my last breath now, I will take care of you. You know, this is real thing. If she talks to her, and you know, she needs to be a very happy state, connect with the universe. You know, I know so many people who have actually healed themselves from cancer. And this is one of my visions, that I want to start a holistic healthcare center where I'll be treating people here spiritually, because I'm a spiritual healer as well. So no medicines, just spiritual practices.
Oh my gosh, the goosebumps are crazy. Do you know what I want to add on to that is that, yeah, I listened to Dr. Lipton, it's Dr. Lipton, and he basically says that,
Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
yes, and I listened to Dr. Lipton, who basically says with
Bruce
the
Lipton
placebo,
is
no
amazing.
placebo. Bruce Lipton, there you go. And the thing is, what I want to share with you, just to let you know, because I listen to this every single day just to get the realization, because it's one thing to think you can do something, but it's another thing when you actually listen to someone who's actually a doctor, someone who's actually studied this, someone who actually talks to thousands, millions of people all the time, and this is their job, this is their profession, this is them, you know. And I'm just me, you know, from North London, Wood Green, you know, just a hoodlum, a guy that people would think I am. You know, I left home when I was 16. I was affiliated with gangs. You know, I used to sell counterfeit goods. I used, you know, yeah, you know, just you wouldn't think so, but I never ever harmed anyone in a way like to end their life and that kind of thing, you know. But there was times when I've had to defend myself. I'm not proud of it because I could have defended myself in a better way. But the point is, we learn, we grow, we become something bigger than what we actually are, and it becomes bigger than us. The situation, you know. And my thing is, the youth is our future. But what I'm just going to get back to where I'm going in, because I can get off on a tangent, is basically regarding this whole thing about illness, disease, all of this. I put videos out there in regards to this because I don't just do motivation. I talk about subjects like this, even suicide as well. I want to share something with you that, you know, a lot of religions, when there's a groups of people and everyone believes on the same thing, it happens. So for example, I'm not telling anyone to do this. Please do not do this. But if you take toxic poison, this is what Bruce Lipton talks about. There's a group that drinks toxic poison. They don't die. They're in a state that they don't die. That. Yeah, and this is there you go. And this is the situation that we're in. If you think about cancer, for those of you that mentioned cancer, now I've noticed something that seems to be happening. Cigarettes all have pictures of cancer, yeah, liver, you know, deformalities and all of this situation. But vapors don't say that. But vapors is cigarette. It's just a quicker way to get the nicotine in you and for you to have that situation. Now, I'm going to take it one step further, all right? Before we go, I'm going to take it back to Trisha. I used to work in children and family services, but I used to work with people that were ill, that were there, you know, that could be near enough dying. So I'm talking anything from 16 to 100. And I'm going to go into medication because my responsibility was to deliver the medication to help them with their personal care. Not something I actually wanted to do, but I wanted to give back. I helped children with special needs. And I thought, why don't you just work with adults? You know, and that lady is actually on this webinar now, you know, and, you know, Lisa, you know, Teresa. And then basically she actually told me, you know, this is what's available. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And working with people with special needs and stuff. And then I got the enablement program and helping people in care. Now, what I found is people that weren't getting their medication on time were missing their medication. They didn't die. In fact, there were some people that were not getting their medication at all. They didn't die. So what's that saying? No placebo, placebo. Now, I'll explain to you what no placebo is. No placebo is exactly what me and Trisha are saying. If you believe what the doctor's saying, if you believe in the medication, if you believe in the water, if you believe in this box that it's going to, you know, it's going to make you ill and you're going to drink it, you know, then this will make you ill. You know, if I start chewing it and think I'm going to die, I will die from this box. This is no placebo. Placebo is basically saying, hey, this box is going to heal me. Like Trisha just said with the water bottle, just going straight back into what you're saying. Drink the water, it's going to heal you. My mum used to say this stuff, and I thought my mum was potty. Mum, I forgive you. You know, like my mum's still here, thank God. You know what I mean? But she used to say, this is holy water. If it's holy water and you believe it's holy water and it's blessing your home, no need for a security alarm system. The holy water will protect you. Let me take it one step further before we go into the training or before any Trisha has anything else to add to her story. Not a lot of people know I do this. I'm going to share this with you. A lot of people are security conscious. They think their car's going to get broken into. They think their home's going to something's going to happen to their home. This is what I do. When I have my car's got the key in the ignition. I have my phone's in my car. I walk away from my car. And I know when I come back, my phones are going to be in my car. My car's still going to be there. It's not going to be stolen. Mind. If I believe someone's going to steal it, if some of my phone's going to go, I come back. That's not there no more. I'm going to tell you that now.
You will attract someone. You will attract someone.
People think I'm totally putting. My missus looks at me and she's like, why have you left your phone over there in the restaurant? It's charging on the plug socket because I like to have charge. I just like, someone will take your phone. I'm not thinking that. I leave my phones in the library. I go home, come back, my phones are there. I leave my bag in the library, come back, my bag is there. You know, this is a situation that is, if you think it, it will happen. So imagine if you can think it, it will happen. Why don't you put that into something positive, something bigger than what you are right now, and get yourself to where you want to be? That's the situation right here. That's why I've got Trisha here, to just pour in nothing but value and to bounce off my energy, because I get really, really, you know, my energy levels are just like, you know, but go on, Trisha.
So I'll just wind it up with this, because our training is going to be a bit long, and I don't want people to get bored. So
they're bored.
all I want to say is, you know, everything around us is holy. So I've talked to so many people who are in depression, and they don't want to even miss a single antidepressant. And I'm someone who hasn't taken a single antidepressant in 13 years of my depression. No drugs, no therapist, no medication, no alcohol, no bad relationships, nothing, only with spiritual practices. And at that point in time, I did not even have coffee, by the way. So no beverages also. And
Wow.
I heal myself, right? It is because of my spiritual practices and my faith in God, because God is everything to me, right? So I think, you know, no doctor can heal you. When God is there, why do you need a doctor? Like,
Oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly what I feel
right?
as well.
Because
Oh my God.
I've seen, right, the doctors told me thrice, you're gonna die, you know, we can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. They couldn't treat me. So who saved me? God saved me. So that's what, if you have the belief, you can heal yourself from anything. And I have seen cases in YouTube. The doctor said she will be a vegetable all her life, and now that girl, she was in Dancing with the Stars. She became the youngest para athlete in the world, and my God, goosebumps. So whatever you can think here, you can do it. That's what
Exactly,
I.
exactly. So, you know, we like, that's basically the end of the interview, lad, and you've given so much information, and you've touched so many lives just from this one, you know, webinar. It's amazing, you
Thank
know.
you, Andrew. Thank you for having me. You know, that's the reason whoever you know, gets me on an interview. I'm so grateful because I can share my voice, because I'm, like I said, I'm totally so inspired and I'm so excited, you know, to share my message, so that even if I can change one life, like I actually, just one last thing. So I did a live sharing about my suicide story, and guess what? One woman comes back to me just after a few hours. Trisha, thank you so much for sharing your story. I wanted to end my life, but after hearing you, I'm gonna fight. And that
Wow,
was
that's
such
so
a big
powerful.
accomplishment. That's the reason I say you should share your story, because you never know whose life you will touch.
That is so true. So yeah, so you're saying basically, have you got some training for us? You're saying that you actually have training.
Yeah. So we have this audience building. So let's
Wow.
just hop on, because it's gonna be a bit of a, because today, I don't know, in the morning I prepared this presentation, and there's a lot that I've added, because I think I'm so excited to share it actually.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Shall I start then? Shall I share it?
You can, let's have a look and see if there's any questions. Anyone got any questions? Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. You can
So Marlon, William, Desiree, they're all my dear students. Sarah is
Okay.
here, so they all know me.
Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, let me just share the screen, okay?
Okay.
All right. Is it full screen now?
Yep, it's full screen. Brilliant.
Okay. All right. What do you see right now? Does it say
Audience
audience building?
building. Yes, it does.
Awesome. All right, guys. So let's start. I want you to listen very carefully, because my concept of audience building is very different. And I was actually listening to Diane Hockman today, and coincidentally, she was also speaking on audience building. And I will share her message. She is one of my favorite marketers. She's actually the attraction marketing queen. And every person who's into attraction marketing should follow Diane Hockman. So now you must be wondering, why do I have Jesus Christ here? You know, with audience building, what is the relationship? So as we carry on with the training, you will know what I mean. Okay, so slide 1. So what is audience building? So audience building is the identification, engagement, and cultivation of new and expanded audiences. An audience is a potential or existing group of prospective buyers, business partners, customers, and collaborators, right? These are the people whom you want to be working with at some point in time, or you want to be selling to them, and collaborators. Collaborators is something so important. People don't really mention it, but collaboration is big, right? So for example, I'm doing this 30 days to $1,000 challenge, and I've collaborated with my friend who's also a coach. And you know, the power just doubles because 2 people's experiences, 2 people's skills. So you can really do big projects with collaboration. And I actually grew in my corporate career with collaboration. So I really think that collaboration is one of the key factors for success, and you should be looking for collaboration. Something that we're doing here today, it's collaboration, right? So this is something really great and should be considered. So your audience isn't the number of people who consume your particular creation, but rather the number of people you can count on to consume your next creation. And what do I mean by this? One word: fan following, right? It's only your fans who will keep coming back to your content, right? And audience building is a leadership act. And now this is where I would like to relate this to Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ is one of the biggest, I would say he's the biggest leader that walked the planet Earth. I mean, I don't see any bigger leader than him. And I'll tell you why again. Okay, so an audience building is a leadership act because your audience is your fan following. And people will follow you when you're doing the leadership activities, and when you are, you know, when you give them this confidence that you can take them to where they want to go, right? Whether it's their business or whether it's their vision. Like when I saw my mentor, I knew that he's the person who can help me get to my vision, right? So that's instantly I took him as a leader because that was his posture, the activity he was sharing value, and his energy just completely just attracted me and locked me with him, that you know he's the person, right? So audience building is a leadership act. So the heart of audience building starts with you. It is so important. People start considering the external factors. Okay, you know what? This is my target audience. This is what I got to do. This is my product. These are the consumers. These are the distributors. But that's not how it works. It starts with you. You need to have a clear vision of who you are. What are your skills? What you want, and whom do you want to serve, right? Until you know that, who are you? Who are you? That is so important. Because until you know that who are you and you show it to people, you cannot build a fan following. Okay, then you need to know what are your skills, because it's only then you know how will you serve people. What do you want, right? What do you want? What are your goals, right? You need to know everything about yourself first before you get into audience building. And then whom do you want to serve, right?
Yeah.
Is the sound okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I'm just going to mute my mic.
So whom do you want to serve? So before you start your audience building exercise, this is something that you should know clearly. So audience building is about creating a mass movement, right? Now, what did Jesus Christ do? He created a mass movement, right? And he's left a legacy. Still, there are people who are constantly adopting and embracing Christianity. So many people, so many people who are not even Christians, they love Jesus Christ, they love his teachings, right? They want to follow what he's taught because of what he has taught, right? So be a charismatic leader on an attractive character. That was Jesus Christ, right? He was the reason I wanted to, I wanted to get him is that you need to relate to someone so that you exactly know what I'm talking about. So that's the reason I'm mentioning him again and again. So he was a charismatic leader and an attractive character. So here, while I say he was a simple person, right? Very simple. He didn't have any swag, or he never showed off. He was just simple, right? Just a simple shepherd boy, right? And he was an attractive character. How did he become an attractive character? Was he like flashing or showing off? No, that is not how you become an attractive character. You become an attractive character by showing your unique self, by sharing your skills, by sharing with people who you are, by sharing your voice. The biggest thing about being an attractive character is that you share your voice, because people come to you listening to what you have in your head. So now I want to, people make these good morning, good evening posts and happy Thursday, happy Friday, and they're just sharing quotes from other leaders. So they get tons of engagement, 300, 400. But what happens? Are they making a sale? No, they're not. The reason being is it's just engagement. Facebook engagement is just like monopoly money. So until and unless you become a leader and an attractive character, you will not be building a fan following and no one will be buying from you. That is the reason, there are tons of trainings on building your engagement. But these are the fine things that no one shares that you should know. The difference between engagement and fan following. 400 against 400 likes and comments against real 40 people is like 40 people. If they are your true fans, that 40 will be more than 400. That's got more weight, and the other ones are going to buy from you or join you in your business. You have to be focused on a future-based cause bigger than yourself. Now that's here, it's whether it's Jesus Christ, whether it's Hitler, take any leader in history. They never talked about themselves. They always and always talked about a cause, right? Introducing a cause to the people. That, you know what, this is what that they show people. They help people to dream. They introduce people to new ideas. They introduce people to new concepts, new way of living, right? That's what Jesus Christ did, right? He was enlightening people. He was healing people. And that's the reason his main thing was to make people aware, right? Awareness of living a life, a great life, a life free from sins, right? A life like to dream, right? To live your life the best way. Those were, Jesus Christ's teaching. That's what he was, and that's the reason people connected. He didn't think about himself. And he went to the extent that he was crucified. Did he think about himself? Now, we're not going to get crucified. But the thing is, we've got to be leaders, and we're not thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking, oh, okay, you know what? I got to get money from this person. That's when people do that, they never make a single penny. Money is it's the remuneration or reward that you get for serving people. So service comes first, money comes later. So if you're chasing money and you're not into service, you're not helping people, money will not come to you. That's what people don't understand, right? So you need to introduce people to future-based cause. So in our industry, what's the future-based cause? It's freedom, right? Financial and time freedom. Apart from the people in our industry, no one even thinks about freedom, financial freedom, time freedom. People can't even relate to these terms, right? Laptop lifestyle, you're working from the beach, working while you're traveling. People can't relate to it. So network marketing is what has introduced people to that future-based cause of having and leading a freedom lifestyle while living your passions, while fulfilling your dreams, right? And then offer your audience a new opportunity. So what's the new opportunity here? Now, when network marketing started, that was a new opportunity that people could do something else apart from the 9 to 5 or traditional brick and mortar businesses. They could do something online, right? Before it was online, they could like do it in a different way, right? With minimum investment. Like the best part about our business is we can start with a small investment of $100 or maybe $50 with no overhead costs. Like if you start a brick and mortar business, I mean, oh my God, you gotta spend tons, and you can't just start making money immediately. But in our business, if you're doing the work, you can start making money immediately, right? Like it happens in our Millennium Mentoring. There are like students as young as 17 years old who've made $35,000 in their first month because they did the work. That was a new opportunity that our mentors introduced. So that is what you have to do as a leader, right? So like I said, audience building is about creating a mass movement. Now you think what mass movement you want to create, right? I know the mass movement that I want to create. My mass movement is I want to tell people that, hey, you know what? Your life is in your hands. Your dreams can come true. And then whatever I've experienced in life. Now, for example, very soon, I'm going to start this this campaign as Blessed to be Depressed, because depression is a blessing and you can heal yourself. You don't need a therapist to heal yourself. I'm not a therapist, but because I've healed myself, so I know a lot about depression, right? A therapist is not depressed. A therapist doesn't actually know how you feel, what you go through, right? So I wouldn't claim that I know more than a therapist, but what I know is I know how to come out of depression. And I know the exact strategies, the practices with which you can come out of depression, right? So this is how you create a mass movement, and that's what you have to do. So until and unless you know what you want, what's your cause in life, what's your vision, you will not be able to create a mass movement. So key activities to attract, attracting loyal audience is storytelling, value, and relationship. Now, this is key to audience building. Storytelling is telling your own personal stories. The reason why people love Trisha, the reason why people think Trisha is authentic, the reason why there is no skepticism in people to join my business is because of my stories and my vulnerability. I share everything. Everything means everything. It's not easy to be on a live broadcast and declare to the world that I am a suicide survivor, because still, especially in the Indian society, we're very traditional and we don't talk about all this. But I did this because I want to change lives, right? Because I want to inspire people that if I can do it, you should do it too. There are so many millions of people, who actually, thousands of people, I don't remember the exact number, but the WHO report was shocking. So many people end their lives every single year. So even if I can just stop 10 people, that would be a big, I think that would be a big thing for me, right? That would be a big accomplishment. One person, even if you can change one person's life, that's a big accomplishment. So storytelling is essential. If you're not doing storytelling, you should start doing it now, because you have to get vulnerable. Without vulnerability, without telling your stories, your audience will not connect to you. How will they connect to you if you're not sharing your experiences, if you're not sharing with them like your journey, right? I shared my entire journey with Andrew. That's the reason people will connect with me. People would connect with Andrew because we shared our journey, right? That's how you connect. Then people say, okay, if this person can do it, I can do it too, right? And like I make it very clear that, you know what, I'm not someone with wings. I'm just a small town girl from India, and introvert, nothing special about me, but I did it, so you can do it too. I mean, I'm not the smartest person. Maybe I'm like below average, but I did it, right? So you can do it too. So storytelling is very important. Value, right? Value is, again, this is like, again, I would say this is not 1, 2, 3, but it's all 1, 1, 1, because this is how audience building works. Value is so important. Now, this is what I'd like to share what Dan Hockman was talking. You know, she said that one thing, you just do it for the heck of it, right? Okay, I gotta do a Facebook post, let me just do it. Okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do a Facebook Live, let me just do it because my mentor told me. When you do things for the heck of it, it doesn't really work. But when you do it with love, that, hey, you know, my practice, before I write a post or I do a Facebook Live, I actually ask the universe to guide me, what should I be writing or what should I be speaking, right? I tell the universe to guide my words because I really want to be adding value or inspiring people or doing something good for people, right? So whenever I start my day, I ask God to guide my day so that I can help people. So value is so important. And what's the strategy for sharing value? Whatever you're sharing, your audience should be able to implement it immediately and get results instantly, right? So if you're doing a marketing tip, for example, you're talking about a Facebook Live, how to make money, just go ahead and share your practice so that people can, like, for example, I saw a Facebook Live by my friend, right? She actually shared it because she saw a live from someone. She made money. So she said, hey, you know what? I learned this from this person and I made money, so I'm sharing it with you. So what I did is I implemented it. I made $200, and then on my first live, that was my first live with which I made $200. And right the next day, I did a live. Hey, you know what? I learned it from this friend of mine, because you have to give credit to the person whom you've learned it from. And I made $200, and I want to share it with you. Right? That's how you do it, right? So it depends on the industry you're in, the product that you're in. For example, let's say, suppose you are promoting CBD. So now what people do is, like, they will be just sharing the products. That is not the way to do it. And you will be considered a leader. People will come to you if you create awareness for health in people, right? So if I am like, maybe if I'm in a health and wellness product, what I will do is I will share different health aspects with people. Hey, you know what? If you want to be healthy, eat this. This is the lifestyle that you should be leading. If you have, if you have got this problem, you can treat it with this. Like, there's so much on the internet, right? Go ahead and read an article by some famous expert, and then credit that person that, hey, you know what? I was just reading this article from this expert on this ailment, and I thought I'll share it with you. So what people see is your drive to help people. It doesn't matter if you're picking information from somewhere. So that's okay. So value is, again, like, let's say, number 1 to attract people. Number 3 is relationship building. Now, again, like I said, for me, again, these 3 things are number 1 for me. I do it every single day. So relationship building, again, okay, all right, so my mentor told me go connect with 25 people. All right, I'll just say hi and hello. So it doesn't work that way. You need to reach out with love. You want to know what's going on in their life, what do they do, and maybe if you can help them. For example, I made a post on my wall that the other day, and a friend wrote on that post, yes, I will not quit. The moment I read that, I knew that he's going through something, and that's the reason he said, I will not quit. Because a person, the right state of mind, would write that, oh yeah, you should never quit, you should just keep fighting. But when he wrote, I will not quit, means he's struggling with something, and I instantly reached out to him, and guess what? I told him to hop on a call with me, and I helped him. I just asked him what's going on, and whatever I could share with him, because you know I'm not a certified life coach, but out of my own experience in working with students, I know what person can struggle with their friends. I'm working with millionaire mentors, so I've got experience on the basis of which I can help people. So I just went ahead and just told him whatever I know, whatever advice I could give him. And guess what? He was so happy about it. That is relationship building. I didn't go to him because I wanted to sell to him. So don't be looking at selling, look at building relationship, because those are the relationships that come to you on their own if they're interested in your business opportunity. So it is very important. Now, I would say that if you want a loyal audience, be loyal to your audience. Work with your heart. The reason I'm so fired up all the time is because I work with my heart. And coming to value, okay, it's in the next slide. I will share it in the next slide. So the audience building game plan. So every single day you got to do these three things: build audience, engage audience, and sell to audience. So building audience and engaging audience is actually same part of audience building. So this is what you have to do every single day. So I do all these three. I follow the game plan. So I'm building audience, I am engaging audience, and I sell to my audience. Most of the days I'm selling to my audience, but it should be an 80-20 rule. And my every sales post is different. There are no products on my wall. There's no business name on my wall, but I'm still selling, right? So my selling strategy is that I always put value on the front end. My sales strategy is I always show people the results that they can get, future-based costs, right? So it doesn't matter if I'm making thousands of dollars. It doesn't matter if I'm not making much money. What matters is, can I help people get the results that they want, right? That's what I do. And then when I get people, I really work hard. And do we get disconnected? Am I there?
Yeah, you're still there. You're still live.
Okay, okay. So that's what you do. Okay, kinds of audience building activities. So number one is attract your audience. This means that entice the people you want into your world. So how I do it is that I go to groups, okay? And what I do is people write down their challenges, or they're asking for advice. So I go ahead and give an advice there. For example, there's this lady who wanted to start a new business, and she just asked, how can I start a business? What do I do? So the majority of people just went ahead and shared their links. But I actually gave her a few pointers with which she can actually, points that she should take into consideration for choosing a business. So that's what I did, and that's what I do. I advise people. So that grabs eyeballs, and what happens is there are other people who read the post and they come and check out my profile. And of course, my profile is optimized, right? And the next thing I do is I attract audience with the value that I share on my wall. So Facebook, it just organic, there's something called as organic reach on Facebook. So the more popular you are, the more posts, you'll be showing up on more and more walls. So that's what you want to be doing. So everyone tells me, Trisha, you're always on my news feed. So I really laugh. I didn't know that. So so that's what happens. So that's how you attract your audience. Then custom audience. Now this is the kind of audience that I want to be working with. So I search for the people whom I want to work with, okay? So I reach out to those people. and I friend them and I build a relationship with them because there's certain audience that I want. And that's where, you know, when you're building your custom audience, that's where your value comes into play. That is, for example, you know, I want to be working with people who believe in law of attraction, who are spiritual, who are servant leaders, who want to help people. So when I make those posts, I actually attract people, you know, and I know, okay, these are the people who like law of attraction. All right, these are the people who are spiritual. So this is exactly what you want to be doing. So everything has to be very intentional when you're doing audience building. You just don't, you know, don't leave it on chance. That's what you do. Nurture audience. That's the third thing. So serve the people whom you've got into your world. Now, this is again like this is so you serve the people with value, whether it's on your wall or you just reach out, build relationships, help them, right? So I was just what, not even 8 months into this business. And what I started to do is whatever I learned, I used to teach my peers. So for example, if I'm talking to someone and someone said, hey, Trisha, how are you doing your lead generation? Oh my God, I don't know how to learn. I don't know how to generate leads. I said, cool, cool. You know what? Let's just hop on a video call and I will tell you how I generate leads. There you go. So gradually, I started to build a goodwill. And I mean, I never asked those people to join my business. But then they became my friends. And gradually, those were the people eventually later, they joined my business. And when I launched myself as a coach last year with just one post. And those were the people who were there in my boot camps, or maybe at some point in time, I helped them because they knew the value that I shared. So that is how I launched my coaching. There is, you know, no funnel, nothing, no big, you know, copywriting post or something like that. Just a simple post, and that's how people join me, right? Your stage. Now, where do you serve the people from? So your stage is your Facebook personal profile and your Facebook group. So what I do is I have strategy, you know, I have a content strategy. So my content on my Facebook profile is different, and what I do in my group actually gets a bit more advantage than my audience and my full Facebook profile because they're groups, so they should get advantage. And that's the place where I am myself, right? Because that's where I'm building my community and my tribe, right? So people who are interested in me, they're all coming into my group and I help them and I do that. But that doesn't mean that I hold myself back in my Facebook profile. No, I don't hold myself back. Like I said, my strategy is different, and that's what I do. It's in my Facebook group, my trainings are more focused towards you know, building a certain kind of business. Like I'm an affiliate marketer. So in my group, I teach people affiliate marketing. And in my first Facebook profile, I teach people marketing and personal development and all that different stuff, right? So there's value, value, value everywhere. It's just value. My key business strategy and primary marketing strategy is value. So when I started to work with my mentor, he said, give away your best value for free. And that's exactly what I do. And there's also a reason behind it. So I'm an introvert, and like I said, I do not like to prospect. I love to build relationships and I love to give value. So what I gathered is, okay, you know what, if I create trainings, I do boot camps, I just love it. Like it fires me up against trying to, you know, sending people messages and prospecting them. No, I love to position myself because even in my corporate job, I worked in leadership roles. So I am very comfortable working as a leader and not just prospecting people and reaching out to them just to see if they want to join my business. So plus, thanks to attraction marketing, what I do is I bank on value. So people know me because of my value. So there's no skepticism. There's no like and trust factors there because people know what I know. People know what I share. And people know what I can do, what am I capable of, right? So people think, all right, in a boot camp, In a free boot camp, if Trisha is giving so much, what is she going to give in her coaching program? Or what is she going to do if I join her in her business, right? So people are actually, when they join me, they're eager to know more rather than thinking, will she help me? Does she even know anything? Oh my God, will she just leave me alone? Because people see, oh my God, she's giving free value and she's taking so much of care for me, you know? So if I am under her, what will she do? That's exactly what you want to do. Business is all about building and creating your goodwill. And goodwill is actually an asset in your balance sheets, in your business, in your books, you know, in your accounts. Goodwill is considered an asset and actually it has a value. So in business, you want to be building your goodwill. And in our business, you build your goodwill with your stories, your value, and relationships. That's how you build your goodwill. So these are the elements of audience growth. Audience identification. So what's audience identification? It's basically knowing your customer avatar, right? Who are the people whom you want to serve? You want to identify your audience, right? Based on your skills, based on what you have, right? So that's what you do, like target audience. Content creation. Now, content creation is so important. We have heard this dozens of times, right? Content is king. Now, if you the way by which you build a loyal following, the way by which you keep attracting people to your profile, the way by which people keep coming back to you is with content. So you got to be really focusing on content creation, and you have to do it regularly. Not just you do it today and tomorrow you don't do it. You have to do it every single day. Content optimization. Now this is great, right? So what I do is, like, if I write a big post, so then I create small posts from it. I take quotes from it. I create images from it. So that's how, whenever you're creating a piece of content, you can, you know, use its different elements in different ways. That's content optimization. Now, content distribution and promotion. This is all about, you know, repurposing your content. Like, for example, if I do a Facebook post, what I do is I go ahead and, if it's a long post, so what I do is I go ahead and post it in LinkedIn articles, okay? And from LinkedIn articles, I share it on Twitter, I share it in different places. So that's how you do repurpose it, or maybe you just take a part of it and you share it, or maybe you write a short post and then you work on it further and create an article out of it. That's what you do, right? And you promote it constantly. You know, you just have to keep promoting your content. That's what I do, the different ways to promote it. There's so many social media platforms. So if you're writing a blog, you can share it on Pinterest, you can share it on Twitter, you can share it on LinkedIn. There's so many ways with which you can do it, right? Audience conversion. Now this is like really important. So audience conversion is your ability to convert people who are exposed to your content or your brand into members of your audience, right? Your actual audience. And it's how to take somebody who's on a casual, you know, he's just a casual viewer, to a listener and someone from whom you can actually reach out for future work. Like, you have a blog, right? You're writing blogs consistently, and then you need one matrix. You just need to choose one matrix. So if it's Facebook, like I do a lot of Facebook posts, right? But then I convert them, right, with my sales posts. So you might be having emails. You must have an email link. So go ahead and keep sharing value, and then you convert them. So these are different ways with which you convert people. So you definitely want to be looking at audience conversion, because our objective is to sell, right? We do everything, but our objective is to sell, because if we don't sell, we can't change that person's life, right? The person's life is going to change with money or a product. So you got to sell to that person. If you can't sell, you can't change his life. So you have to make sure you got to have these strategies in place with which you can actually sell to your audience. And audience activation. So audience activation is something that people become your fans, but then they should be such that they speak about you, they share your your post, they speak about you. Like earlier it did not happen, but now I actually hear people tell me, hey, you know what, this person, maybe a common friend, recommended me to you. So they said, all right, they told me to join your group, that you give great value, or they've sent me for, you know, just maybe that you could advise me, things like that. So that's how I've built my goodwill. And now actually, with consistent work, with value, with relationship building, I'm able to activate my audience. So now you understand that if positive word can spread, even negative word can spread. So you just don't want to be doing anything unethical. You don't want to be showing off. You don't want to be, just be what you are, right? And people will love you for that. You don't need to be perfect. So everyone thinks, oh, you know what, we need to be perfect. We need to show we're making tons of money. Only then people will buy from me. No, it doesn't happen that way. When you are what you are and you show people, hey, look, last month I made $50. This month I've made $100. People will see that progress. They're not going to say that, oh, you didn't make $1,000. They say, okay, you know what, I want to join this person because this person is progressive. Okay, that's how it works. So these are some recommended books if you really want to get deep into audience building. So these are the books. You can just, you know, write them down and take a screenshot on your computer. So these are the books, okay? Perennial Seller, The Tribes, Contagious, Ask Gary V, Ignore Everybody, and 39 of the Keys to Creativity. These are great books, and I recommend you reading it. And if you want to connect with me, my personal Facebook profile is Trisha Malika 4x1, and my free training group is Affiliate Marketing Domination with Trisha. So if you are struggling in your business and maybe your sponsor has left you in dirt and you don't know what to do, then reach out to me, because these days I am doing a 30 days to $1,000 challenge where I'm actually taking people, you know, on a 30 days roadmap. My two students are here right now, and they know they're part of the challenge, and they're really benefiting. William actually made his first sale within 10 days of joining the challenge. I'm doing that, plus I am also a part of the Millionaire Mentoring team. Both Andrew and I are of the team, so you know, just feel free to connect with Andrew or feel free to connect with me, and we will help you, because you know, we're really fortunate to be working with millionaire mentors who are one of the best in the industry, and they've got a combined experience of 60 years. And if you like me, if you like Andrew, then we are a product of their work that they did on us. So you really, whatever you might be stuck in life, whatever you're going through in life, we will be so happy to help you, because we are on a mission actually. We are millionaire mentoring students, and we are on a mission to actually free 100 families and help them get financial freedom in life, right? So if you're looking for financial freedom, you don't like what you do, you're stuck in your life and you're not happy, then just reach out to us and we will definitely try our best to help you. That's it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Training was not what I expected. It was better, way better. You know, you can never know what you're going to expect, but you know, you did it your own authentic way. Absolutely amazing. I know everyone else would say the same, that they've gained so much. I've been getting some notes from Messenger saying how much this training has been so beneficial and how much they've gained from it. Teresa said that. She just said, you really know your stuff, Teresa said. I said, yeah, she's a millionaire mentee. She knows her stuff. And she was coachable. Unlike me, she was coachable. I'm so stubborn in my ways. I like to do things my way. But sometimes it's best to put your ego aside. I did a post on that, which got very popular.
Andrew, I'm sorry to interrupt. Seriously, in the beginning, even though I had no ego, but I was also not coachable because I was highly ignorant. Highly ignorant.
Oh my gosh, you know, and the thing is, Me and my business partner, you know, I want to say his name as well, Jamal. We both said we were going to join Millionaire Mentoring. I joined, he didn't. That's all I'm saying. I joined, he didn't. And I said, and you know what? The thing is for me, it's like, if someone is not interested, for those of you that are watching this right now, if you're not interested, if people are not interested in what you have to offer, keep it moving. Someone will be interested in you. And what Trisha shared is true. I totally agree with her as well. Jesus, there's no one else out there that's done what he's done. You know, like, you know, whether you believe in God or not, he is the only person that's had such a massive following and influence. There's so many denominations. It's absolutely
he still
crazy.
has it after so many years of his passing away.
And even in the Muslim religion, Jesus is in their, I don't know if they call it the Bible, whatever. It's like more or less the Bible. My mum's side of the family is the Quran. There you go. Thank you. Why did I forget that? My mum's side of the family is Muslim. You know, the thing is, all you need to understand is that if you really want something, you can get it. You can get it. I made my first, in 8 days, I made my first 1K, you know, like, and this is not something I wanted to mention, but because Trisha's mentioned it, I just wanted to let you know. And then I just slipped off. And then my next 23 days, I made another 1K. And then I just started to do things my own way. And I just longed it off. I started doing questionnaires and emails and doing all things that, and I was like, why isn't it working? Why don't you just stick to what you originally learned? And the best thing I will share with you before I ask Trisha what's the biggest value that she's going to give away for free, I want to say something to you. If something works, if you've joined something and it works, or if you bought something in a supermarket and that person sold you something that you didn't even want, learn, get them on board, because they are excellent. Because there's no way anyone can sell anything to me. If they knock on my door, I'm not interested. But if you can pull me up and make me buy something from you, there's something I need to learn how you did it. I need to learn how you did it, because selling is an art form, and selling is something we always do. We're selling to your relationship, your husband, your wife, your children, you know, your friends, your bosses, your business partners. Right now, we're selling to you, and people don't like being sold to, but we're sold to every single day to your dead. You're sold to. That's what people just don't understand. Oh, I don't like being told to. Oh, no, thank you. You know, the thing is for me, with Find a Born Leader Within You, let me just bring it back, just wind it back all. It's about getting leaders like Trisha and her sharing a massive value and letting you know that whatever you want, you can achieve it. She shared with you that she could have died, but she did not believe that doctor. She knew that her life was much more bigger than what you know, there was so much more for her, and she's not lived to fulfill everything that she wants. And that's what I'm getting. You know, my mum wanted me to be a pastor. I'm a motivational speaker. That's quite close enough. You know, and I said, Trisha, have you seen my videos? Because you clearly don't know what I'm going to bring on this webinar. You know, I love it. I thrive on it. And I was doing live upon live upon live upon live upon live for 2 years. There's no one out there I can believe that has as much content as I have in the world. And I can say that humbly. It's not something that I went out to do. I just enjoyed helping people, and I gave them massive value for free. I didn't even know about Darren, didn't know about Trisha, didn't know about any of this, and I was just doing it, and I had no audience. No one watched my videos, no one liked my content, and I thought, what's going on? Why don't no one like what I'm doing? And it's positive, it's motivational, it's inspirational, it's helping people. People have sent me massive pages of how I've helped their lives, like Trisha is saying, you know, not to the extent of her one, but, you know, like, oh, I was going to end my life, but you've just kept my life, kept me, keep on going, you know. I'm telling you this now, there's times when I felt so low and I don't want to go no more, and I used to just jump on board, slap myself silly, and I'm like, I'm doing my life. It was daily motivation from Andrew J. Jules, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then when I found a Find Born Leader Within You, I was like, I'm not going to wrap up on who I am. I'm only going to give you massive value, and it's only going to be in that group. And when I go live, it's going to be in this group, you know, Find a Born Leader, and you're going to be getting so much value. There's going to be people like Trisha, other people that's different fields of life, and, you know, Trisha has brought so much value. And if you've been on here and you've not taken notes down, if you've not taken mental notes down, I don't know why you're here, because this lady has done phenomenal things. You know, she's done amazing things.
I'm so humbled, Andrew. Thank you so much. And I'd just like to add to what Andrew is saying. You know, for a long time, I did Facebook Lives. I didn't have views. But you know what? Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't be looking for compliments. Don't be looking for, okay, people coming to you. But just keep doing. Keep doing it because you like to do it and because your intention is to help people. Right? When I was doing live, I was not expecting that I'm going to save a life. I was not expecting to get compliment. It's just that
someone mute their microphone. Someone's microphone needs muting. Is it? Okay,
yeah,
you're
that's
talking,
yeah.
and
So
then
that's
I can hear someone's microphone. I just want to
yeah,
see who
I
it
think
is.
everyone is on mute now. So,
Yeah,
you know,
both of them.
that is exactly what you want to do. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't wait. Don't be looking for compliments. Don't say that, oh, you know what, I don't have any views on my Facebook lives. Don't worry about that. Because someone is always watching. And secondly, when someone says no to your business, it's not no to you, but it is no because that person doesn't have the vision. Right? I had the vision of my life, and that's the reason instantly I paid 70 grand in Indian currency to my mentor, because I had a vision. If I did not have a vision, I couldn't have seen the value in what my mentor was sharing. Right? I would have said no, I would have just said no. Oh, you know what? Oh, I would be like confused. But because I was so driven by my vision, I saw my mentor and I instantly knew that he's the person. So don't take those no's personally. It's not no to you, but it's the person is ignorant. That's the reason that person is saying no. And you would know, all of those who have joined me, like in with me, you know that you had a vision that you want to go somewhere, and you saw me as helping you to accomplish that vision. That's why you came to me. There's so many people who come to me and they don't join because they don't have the vision, because they don't know themselves where are they going. So why would they join you, right? So that's the thing. And Andrew, if I get cut off, then don't worry, because my laptop battery is gone. So, and I got
That's
charged.
okay. That's fine. You've done your thing. You've delivered it. You've delivered your story. You've shared so much value. You know, like Darren Little says, you said your biggest value for free, and you've done training. Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you. I'm so happy this happens. And you know what? This is my first ever. So all of you, you're witnessing history. Next time when you get on there, you need to get on there earlier, because this is going to be crammed up. You may only see about 11 people in there, but this will be 100 people. This will be 100 people. For those of you that showed up, that's 80% of your success. Thank you for joining. I have 2 of my business partners on here. I've seen so many other people register, but they didn't show up. But that's all good. It's all good, because at the end of the day, we ain't here to please you. We're here to help you if you want the help. Simple as. That's why I found it findable.
So much, exactly. We so appreciate Karen is here. Hey, Karen. And so good to see you, Desiree. So good to see you, Marlon. William, oh my God, he's such an action taker, Andrew. He works long hours, odd hours, and he's taking massive action. So I love this guy. He's amazing, He's just amazing.
Wow, thank you, every single one of you. I'm just going to say thank you, Teresa, for joining. Marlon Adams, thank you. It's been a pleasure having you. William Watson, thank you. Desiree, thank you. Karen, thank you. And Sarah, we got Delray, thank you. Alicia, thank you. Ria and Carly.
Thank you so much.
I got 3 of my business partners on here as well. So, pretty good result. Good result. And I wanted to share something before you go. I want you to share, before your laptop cuts out, for those people that are just like, what is it? What biggest value can you give? For those people that are struggling, they haven't got the confidence, they don't want to do a live, they don't want to accept, they just keep on watching, but they're not ready to accept that this can help them, and someone has just joined Sally, thank you for joining, Sally. You're just at the end of the webinar. But what could you say for someone like that, doesn't know what they want to do? Like Sally wants to be a coach, but she just doesn't realize that she can get the help that she needs from, myself or you, other people in Millionaire Mentoring. What would you say to them?
Listen, the only thing I tell people is that you need to believe in yourself. That's something no one else can do for you. You can get all the strategies on the planet, but until and unless you believe in yourself and you take action, you can't do it. I'll give you an example. I had 2 students. I help all my students find their life path. Those were such 2 amazing ladies. They had so much of caliber. I had them identify their life path. I also gave them the strategies, entire roadmap, but they never followed it. And the reason is because they didn't believe in themselves, and secondly, they never wanted to take action. I mean, they didn't want to step out of their comfort zone. So the thing is, if you want to do something in life, you gotta step out of your comfort zone. For example, you know, with this 30 days, I mean, let's talk about coaching. It just came to me that, you know what, I have to start coaching people. I didn't know what I'll do, but I just did the post, and guess what? I mean, I just created my own program, and I helped 2 students retire within 90 days. Did I know that? No, I didn't know that. All I knew is I'm going to give my best, and I have to be a coach. So I have to be, you know, I was like all the time feeding my, so mindset, like you said, my morning routine is that I start my morning with affirmations and mindset training. Because even a 7-figure earner and 8-figure earner does mindset every single day. Otherwise, they can't reach there. You will spiral back down.
Do you know what's really interesting is me and Trisha were debating how long this should be. And I told her easily we're going to go past 1.5 hours, but she didn't believe me. We're now going into 2 hours. People are still here. Are we all awake? You know, people don't realize the energy that I've got. And when I've got someone like yourself on board, we could go on for 3 hours, man. Like, you know, but we are wrapping this up. It was supposed to be an hour.
12:15 a.m.
I know. I don't know how it happened, but we somehow gone past the initial time of the 1.5 hours that I set. You know, but this is what it is. When you really are in line with people that are going to take you to where you need to be, you don't watch the time. Time don't exist. It's just a figment of your imagination. Time's just there for you to do your 9-to-5 job and be a slave. That's what time's there for. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Andrea. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was such an honor and privilege. Yeah. I mean, actually to listen to you as well. I would love to know your story. We'll connect because we never actually connected so deeply before because all of us were just busy doing our own things. So thank you so much. I appreciate you because I think I've gained a great friend from today.
Oh, you have, man. Wow, absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. Absolute pleasure. You've brought more than I expected you to, and so much more on top of that. Your training was phenomenal. I didn't even get a chance to review it, and I just knew that you was going to deliver. I just knew it. Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're so kind to say that.
Thank you, everyone. And that's it. You know, absolute pleasure having you on board. You know, and Findable Leader. For those of you that are not a member of Findable Leader within you, motivational leadership networking group, it's going to be the biggest networking group in the world. You've heard me say it. This is an exclusive. Not only is this an exclusive webinar.
Andrew, I think you should, sorry to interrupt. I think you can share the link here because they might not be able to find it. You can maybe just share the link in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely. Do I have to do that now? I'm so new to this. Yeah. This is exclusive. I've never done a Zoom webinar like this before. So I'm new to this. Let me have a look and see how chats work.
In the chat, you know, in the chat, just type in the name of the, you know, fb.com groups and then the name of the group.
Okay, I didn't need, thank you. See, I'm learning. So I'll just send my link in. This will connect to all my online media. This one link.
Okay.
And I highly recommend you have a link tree. It's really, can you everyone see that? I don't know.
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, so we're gonna, oh, brilliant. I'm gonna unmute everyone and then we're gonna lock off. So
thank you so much to everyone once again for sparing the time to be with us. We really appreciate you. And I love you all. Love you so much.
Thank you so much.
There you go. One word. What did you think about this? One word, each one. One of you. One word of this webinar.
Amazing. Inspiring.
Phenomenal. It's definitely amazing.
Thank you. Awesome.
And very powerful.
Hey.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Pleasure. I'm looking forward to you all being a member of Findable Leader within you. Phenomenal.
Yes, they all will be. I will share the link because most of them are my sweet people, so I'll share the link with them.
This is my first webinar with you guys.
Thanks. Oh yeah. Thank you so much.
It's my first webinar.
Every Friday.
Glad to be here.
Every Friday or Saturday, there will be a webinar from Findable Leader. I'm always interviewing leaders.
Okay.
My word, it's crazy.
Shout out to William Watson.
Hey, where's everyone looking in from? Where's everyone looking in from? I'm in UK, Kent. Where's everyone else coming in from?
Phoenix.
I'm coming in from Kentucky.
Okay.
Ohio.
Yeah. The home of the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in Ohio.
Okay.
I was born a Buckeye.
Buckeye, I hear that, no doubt. I'm originally I'm from the Carolina, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. So I live here in Ohio.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
All right.
Marlon is from South Africa. Marlon is a very quiet person. He's from South Africa. Sarah is from Australia.
Well, I love it.
Wow.
I don't know about others.
I love it.
Okay, absolutely awesome. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm on the bus, can't unmute. That's okay, Ria, that's fine. Thank you everyone. We're out, we're done. We've gone over our time. Thank you for staying. Thank you for staying awake and being here. Your energy alone, absolutely phenomenal. I'm ending this recording. Absolutely a lot of witnessing history in the making. Awesome.
That's
awesome, Andrew. God bless you. God bless you, Andrew, for everything. Blessings to everyone. Lots of love.
To everyone.
Blessings to you all too.
Blessings.
Everybody have a
good evening, good weekend.
Have a beautiful day.
Happy weekend.
Yeah. Hey.
This is you hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. No, you hang up. That's
I hang up. I don't even want to hang up. I'm gonna do it.
I know, right?
Sure, no doubt. Okay. See you.
This has been fun.
Yeah, buddy. I'm out. Love y'all.